Okay, problem 13.2.5T. It's the sign test. There's 7 data pairs. The difference is 1 day in advance, 30 days in advance. You can see the numbers are, well, maybe you can't, but let's do this first. There's no difference. That's always the null. So there is a difference is the mean or the alternative. Okay. Now the test statistic, what we do is we subtract the second from the first, and we look at all the differences, the signs of the differences. They're either plus, minus, or 0. So we could do that using Statcrunch. Put the data into Statcrunch. Non-parametric sign test. So the 2 columns are the first column and the second column. The hypothesis is set up for us, and we compute. So notice that below, equal, above, they're all positive. There's none that are equal, and there's none that are negative. So the test statistic by the flow chart, which is found on page 603, I guess we could look at that. So it says, or assign positive and negative signs, discard any zeros. So we have 7 positives out of 7. Sorry about that. So we have 0 negatives. And so the smaller is the 0 is the test statistic. That's where we get x equals 0 as the test statistic. Now the critical value, we're going to need table A7. That tells us the table A7. And you can see that for 5% and 2 tails, for n equals 7, the critical value is 0. I go back to the 0. So if the critical value is 0 and the test statistic is 0, then I'm going to reject the null hypothesis. There is sufficient evidence that there is a difference. In other words, there's sufficient evidence to reject the claim that there is no difference. And since they're all positive, that means that the second, you can see the second ones are all smaller. So the 30 days in advance is better. Okay, so that's 13.2.5T. And Dr. K signing out.